Don't jump to Web3 before you really get your Web 2 house in order. Surprise! So I was at a surprise party last night with many personal friends, some I haven't seen in years, some of whom I've known for 2 decades. And you know what? The topic of AI did not come up once. Yet at least a few brought up with me Web3 and wanted to know why it seems like it's dropped off the face of the earth. And my answer was that practical, short-term priorities are forcing profitability and ROI-centric mindsets right now with marketers. It's a reversion back to this now, new, next mentality. So what does that mean for brands now as we head into 2024? Don't jump to Web3 before you really get your Web 2 house in order. Few brands are ready for Web3, and that's okay. Don't rush it. Focus on engaging where your consumers are now, but with the peace of mind to know that your partners and platforms are future-proofed for whatever comes next. You want to turn your consumers into advocacy channels and a force multiplier for growth. That's how you maximize ROI today and tomorrow. And for the past few years, you've probably heard phrases like game changer and revolutionary being thrown around in the context of Web3, even from and maybe especially from me. Yes, Web3 does promise a lot. A user-centric experience, data ownership, enhanced engagement, the list goes on. But let's take a step back and think about this realistically. The truth is, while Web3 has immense potential, we're just not there yet in terms of mainstream readiness. Most brands, and frankly, a large chunk of consumers, are still figuring out what Web3 actually means for them. Think of Web3 as like a futuristic car. It's sleek, it's packed with features, and it's definitely the way of the future. Will it make driving experiences or transportation better? Of course. That's how we are with Web 2 and Web 3. Last week, Disney's leap into NFTs and digital collectibles made some big news, maybe in small circles. While it's great to see big names exploring new territories, it's a bit like arriving at a party just as people are starting to think about heading home. 2 years late. What we need first is a transitional set of steps that shore up existing channels, databases, connection points, etc. So the key takeaway for brands and marketers: focus on where your consumers are right now. Engage them on familiar grounds, and this is important, partner with platforms and technologies that are future-proof. That way, when your audience is ready to embrace Web3, you'll be prepared to welcome them with open arms. Web3 is not a race, it's a journey, and it's perfectly fine to take things one step at a time, as opposed to taking massive leaps.